And thank you so much for joining me today. I am Jim Coppinger with ZenTek Consultants, and today we're going to be talking about creating 3D site surfaces inside of BricsCAD, showing you that it's something that is really available for everybody out there. It's not restricted to those really large, expensive programs from Autodesk and Bentley, right? That you can do it in a real simple 2D drafting format and get yourself some really powerful 3D site surfaces. So, just before we get into a couple of housekeeping items, because this is a public forum, student microphones and telephones are all muted throughout this presentation. But if you guys do have any questions, feel free to type them in either the chat or the question box. I'm not going to stop and answer questions in real time as we go, but I have a lot of time at the end of today's presentation to answer any questions that come in. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into today's presentation. All right, so for those of you who haven't worked with us before, we're ZenTek Consultants, and we work in the AEC and manufacturing spaces, really just to help our clients with all the software and technology that they have. We do everything from software sales, support, customization, setup, through advanced training, and really anything you need in the technology world, whether it's in design or building or manufacturing, chances are we can help. So we hope you guys will hit our website, see all the good things we can do for you. All right. So today we're talking about building these 3D site surfaces in BricsCAD. And what is BricsCAD? Well, it's a better way to CAD. It's a CAD system that uses the native DWG files that most all of us are used to from our Autodesk product line, and it's got almost zero learning curve. Here it is. If you know how to use AutoCAD, you know how to use BricsCAD. You sit in front of them and you probably can't even tell which one you're sitting in front of. They're that similar in terms of tools and functionality. The real benefits here is that BricsCAD integrates 2D, 3D, BIM, mechanical, right, and all your standard construction documentation into one single DWG file, as opposed to, if you're dealing with Autodesk products where you have to have, AutoCAD and Revit and Inventor and Civil 3D and all of these other things. It's all one system, okay? And the other thing that I really like about it is, even though it's a 2D system, BricsCAD is regularly updated with new and improved drafting tools. At the end of the day, it's a much better drafting system than what you're probably used to getting out of the standard 2D AutoCAD tool set. They've added some real nice artificial intelligence and advanced functionality into it. Okay, so, and I know the first question that always comes up when we start talking about BricsCAD is, why would I want to change the CAD system that I've worked for the last 10 years to figure out how to get good at? Well, like I said before, number one, everything that you know in the AutoCAD world translates directly to here. Keyboard shortcut, commands, Lisp utilities, functions, everything exactly the same. And you get a lot of benefits with this. With BricsCAD, you can have perpetual licensing or annual subscriptions, right? When you're dealing with some of the other resellers out there, the other software developers, you're stuck in paying an annual subscription, whether you want to upgrade to the new release or not. They make you. Right? With BricsCAD, you can buy it, keep it for 5 years, and upgrade only when you feel it's worthwhile to you. And the cost of it, okay? Those perpetual licenses are usually 50% or half of 1 year's annual subscription cost for a matching Autodesk product, okay? So dramatic time savings for better functionality and tools that you already know, okay? And all your standards, all your tools, your list files, your customizations, they work natively in BricsCAD just like they will inside your AutoCAD, okay? And at the end of the day, the biggest thing of all is that BricsCAD works in the same DWG format that AutoCAD does. So there's no translation needed. If you have to work back and forth with people who still use AutoCAD, they can open your drawings, you can open theirs. There's no conversion, no loss of data. It's a wonderful, wonderful setup. And here's what I'm going to show you now as we get into, all right, for today's presentation, the demo. We're going to talk about using that basic 2D drafting tool set to be able to go in and actually generate a fully developed 3-dimensional site model, including roads and grading objects, okay? That's the kind of thing that if you try to do that in the Autodesk world, you need to have at least, at minimum, 2 different packages. You're gonna have to get an Autodesk subscription or an AutoCAD subscription and a Civil 3D subscription, right? And those are not cheap. So let's go in and we're gonna jump into BricsCAD here today. I'm going to show you how this works. It's a real simple setup. So you see I just have standard BricsCAD open. I don't even have a saved drawing. It's a completely blank, brand new drawing file. Right? And you see that I have a Civil tab here that comes as part of my BricsCAD system. Right? And what we're going to do today is we're going to go in and we're going to take a standard CSV file. Right? It's just a comma delimited file. right? And this is what you would normally get from a surveyor or any kind of data extraction. It's just a coordinate file. It gives the northern and the eastern coordinates for my points and an elevation for each of those points. It's as simple as can be. All right, so we can start by importing from any base survey data structure, whether it's a text file or a CSV file. All right, and all I have to do is come up here and say, look, I want to build a TIN surface, a triangulated irregular network surface, and I'm going to go here and import it from a file. Right? And I'm going to set it for my CSV file, so you can do text or CSV. Today I'm going to do CSV, right? And I'm just going to open that. Now here's the thing: if you did this in Civil 3D, there's a lot of processes that go into this. There's setup and coordinate structures and map zones and creating points and point groups and then adding the points to your surfaces. In BricsCAD, I open the file and I say open, and I'm done. That's it. It is literally that quick. I have a fully functional, fully developed three-dimensional tin surface, just like that. You see it is an actual three-dimensional surface. So I can tilt it. You can see where it goes up and down and around. That is a truly functional three-dimensional surface, right? It's that easy. That's all you need to do, okay? Now, what's great about this, right, is that, it comes in like this as a standard, tin triangulated network, right? And again, when you get involved in some of those more advanced and overly priced systems like Civil 3D, now you have to get into developing styles and presentations and all kinds of very complicated structures. Here, all I have to do is pick on this, and if I want to change how this looks, see right here in the Properties tab, I can just go and say, look, I want contours every 5 feet for the majors, right? I'll go every 1 foot for the minors. I can change the colors of the contours. I'm going to leave red and green, right? And then I'm just going to go up here and say, you know what? Turn the contours on. And let's go ahead and actually turn the triangles off, and let's turn the boundary on. And just like that, you can see in my surface, and it's a relatively flat surface, but you can see all my major and minor contours, right, all up at their actual elevations, right, all set in my plan. Right? Just like that. It's that easy to be able to go in and modify and display whatever you want. And in BricsCAD, I can easily switch back to my plan view. Right? So it's a very simple thing to do, to just be able to go in and show and display these in any methodology, anything that you need to do. Right? You can set different contour intervals if you want to do 2 foot and ½ inch, 10 foot and 1 foot, depending on your setup. You absolutely can do that. Now, the next thing that you're going to need to do whenever you're dealing with any kind of a three-dimensional surface, right, is you're going to need to do things like roadways and alignments and buildings and boundaries and break lines, etc. And you can do all of those things right here in basic BricsCAD, okay? I can just go in and say, look, I want to create an alignment, right? A center line of road. I'm going to throw a roadway in here. So I just go up and I click on the alignment button, right? And it says, okay, what kind of alignment, vertical or horizontal? Well, we're going to start with horizontal, okay? Right, so it says, okay, pick your surface. I'm going to draw it using that surface. Now it says just start drawing. So it's okay, I'm going to have a road. My road's going to come from here, maybe to here. And you see it's automatically putting in curves and radius turns for me to here. So I'm just very easily drawing in a very simple road here today. So there you go. Now I have a horizontal alignment. Oops, I hit escape because I was talking. Let me do that again. I'm just going to do that one more time because I hit escape when I didn't mean to. I wanted to show you something. So I'm just going to, again, do my horizontal alignment. Right? Pick my surface, and I'll just show you one more time, right? I'm going to go do a road from here to here to here, down to here, and then up that way. That's my road, right? Now here on the command line, I can go in and I drew that without any elevations, but one of the things that I can do here is I can just drape that by hitting automatic 3D alignment. I can drape the actual elevations right onto that existing surface. And you see that what it did for me is it has the basic 0 elevation layout on the bottom, right? But you see up here, this red line, it actually generated another alignment for me that I can actually work with real elevations, okay? So to do that now, I'm ready to go ahead and start creating a roadway. I want to do a design roadway. So how do we handle that, right? It's very, very easy. From here, all I have to do is go in and create gradings off of that alignment. So I can just go to this alignment and I'm going to pick it, right? And it says select your target surface, or you can do an offset, right? I'm going to do an offset. Right? And you see that here I can now start to stretch to the left or the right to create a grading offset. And you see I can actually type in numbers. So I'm going to make it a 6 foot wide, a total 12 foot wide road. I'm going to put 6 foot on each side, and I'm going to tab over, and I'm going to put a -4% grade, cross grade on my road. So there you go. Just like that, I've created a three-dimensional roadway, right, with one side slope, right? And all I have to do is just do it again for the other side. Pick the alignment, okay? hit O for offset, and now I'm going to come to this side. And you see I can either do it visually, stretching it out as far as I need the road to go, or I can type in. I'll do another 6 foot, and then I hit tab, right? And I'll do another -4% on this side, right? And then you can see it actually generated for me a 3-dimensional roadway. You can actually see as I zoom in, you can see the cross slope, this cross grade of the roads. That easy, that quick. There's my pavement, okay? So I can continue on from there, right? If I want to go out from that point, right, and begin to, continue my grading, say, hey, from the edge of the pavement here, right, I can grade down. We'll come back and do that in just a second. But one of the things that's extremely powerful about working with this is the idea of the alignment. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tilt this up just so you can kind of see this in 3D mode, okay? That all I have to do is come in here and pick on the alignment. And you see I get my basic grip editing points for doing things like moving. Say I can readjust the roadway, readjust the alignment, right? And then all I have to do is just regen, and you see it updates, right? So I can easily go in and just pull my alignment, pull the road over to this location, regen, and you see it'll actually update it for me. Oop, didn't update on that one. Regen, didn't want to, fine, be like that, okay? All right, but that's the idea. I think it went off the, yeah, because I was going off the surface there. All right, so that's easy, but here's where it becomes really powerful. All I have to do, right, is pick the alignment, right? And I can switch the update mode to manual. And you see I get additional at each point of curvature and tangency. I get 3-dimensional items now where I can actually go in, right? And I can begin to adjust the curves up and down. And I'm going to do this pretty dramatically so you can see it, right? But you see that I can easily go in and I can, again, just, tilting and modifying. You see I can raise the roads or lower the roads, put sags and curves in them, right? And then again, when I'm done, I just regen, right? I go back to my plan view here, right, and regenerate my drawing, right? And you can see that everything that I'm working with, right? Oh, sorry, I wrote the wrong one on the bottom. I put clicked on the wrong alignment, right? But you can easily adjust and change the display of your roadway. So you can see that over here where I clicked on the correct one, how easy it was for me to actually go up and pull up my road, change the slopes, the conditions to whatever I need them to be, right? And then from there, I can actually go in and just using the same grading tools we used before, right? I can go from the edges of the existing contours here, right? And just say, again, I want to go from this point. You see I can just select the target surface. I want to daylight down to the surface. And you see I can just stretch out. How far out do I want to go to get to the surface? At what slope? What degree of slope? 27, 20. See, it's telling me what it is. So if I need, I can side slope there, right? And you see it's grading for me, and I can do the same thing again over here on this side, right? And again, I just pick the surface. I want to slope to that surface, right? And then I can just go ahead and pick and slide out to the outside, okay? And you can see that I get a very easy setup in terms of dealing with my side slope. And you see it takes into condition, cut and fill. So you can see how I'm side sloping and it's daylighting off the edge of the pavement right up to my surface. Oop, and I think I just went to the bottom of the surface there because I spun too much, right? But that's it. It really is that easy. And then I can just take all of these objects, right? And I can treat these exactly the same way, right? That I handled the first surface. So if I want to go in and, set my contouring, right? For 5 foot, 1 foot, I'm just going to make sure my infill is turned on here so I can see those, right? And I can go ahead and I can turn off the triangles, okay? Right? And have everything that I need all set to go, right? Turn on my boundary lines, right? And turn my contours on, okay? And I'm all set and ready to go, okay? Just like that. It's as easy as it can be. I can turn everything on, shift everything, show it the way that I want, right? And again, somehow I turned my infill, got turned off, and turn that back on. There it goes. Don't know what I did there, but somehow I turned it off. I turn my infills on so that I can actually see the grading and the contours, okay? And I can go ahead and turn the boundaries off on the outside if I want to see those outer setups out here, right? But you see, that's the basic idea, right? You can just go in and just by using the basic properties as dialog box, you can show what you want to show, turn off what you don't want to see, right? And very easily create for yourself, right, your 3-dimensional models with all your contouring. You can see where the hills go up, right, where the hills go down, right, my side slopes, my grading all the way around everywhere that I'm working. And you can see all the contours going up and following all the way up and around, right, up to the top of my hills and so on. It's a very, very easy thing to do, to be able to go in and instantly do that. And I can also, one other thing just to show you, I can also very easily, I can go in and I can create a vertical alignment view. Okay, so it says just pick your horizontal alignment, right? So I'm just going to go in, I'm going to pick that alignment, okay, in here, right? It's a little hard to see at the moment. Let me go out here where I can actually get to it. Here we go. Tilt it up, there we go. That alignment, okay? There you go, pick my alignment, right? Pick my origin point, and I get, right, a very simple vertical view. So I'm going to go to the top view, right, of this. And then now I've got, you can see a profile where I can easily go in and just click on it. And you see that I can go in and I can adjust the slopes. I can pull the curve locations. I can adjust the, the vertical curves, make them higher, taller, flatter, right? Bring PVI points up, make whatever changes I need to all of these different locations, right, throughout my alignment. And this update, this change, even to the point of going in and changing and extending this roadway. So I make it go this way, up and out, okay? And then after I go in and I just regen, right, it actually, you see the changes where I made the change to the slope, how it extended out the road, right? Made my road much longer from here all the way out to here, okay? You can see that just in seconds, I can just easily modify using the profile view exactly what's going on with my 3D surface. So it's a very, very easy tool to use. It doesn't require a whole lot of difficult learning, few seconds, and 20 minutes to figure out which tools you're working with here on the properties box, and you're good to go. And you've got fully developed 3D surfaces. I can go back afterwards, I can edit the alignments, I can smooth the surface, I can merge multiple surfaces together. I can even import and export to Land XML. So if you do have to, send these surfaces to someone who's working in a different package, national standard is the Land XML format for transfer like that. So we can absolutely do that, right? And that's it. That's all it takes to work with fully developed Civil 3D surfaces, or excuse me, Civil 3D, three-dimensional surfaces inside of BricsCAD, right? So again, just to show you guys, BricsCAD comes in a number of different platforms. And the great thing about this is that all of these formats, it's one download, it's one file that you install, and then you just purchase the license that you need. So you install it once, and then as you need to upgrade to go to different levels, right, for more and more capability, you don't need to download anything else. You just get a new license. That new license just gives you access to all the tools, right? And the great thing, it's also this is 1/4 the size of the standard AutoCAD installation package for all of this. It's amazing, right? All right, so let's go ahead and see what questions. I had a couple of questions come in here. So question from Will. Can you blend the gradings together? Yes, like I was saying before, BricsCAD does let you merge surfaces, Will. All right, so you can take the roadways, the alignments, and the side slopes and the gradings and merge them all into one final design surface if that's what you need. No problem, it absolutely does that. Okay, good question. Mandy wanted to know, can BricsCAD work with a surface I got from Civil 3D? Yes, if you opened a drawing that came from a civil engineer or a client or whoever, excuse me, that was done in Civil 3D and it has a Civil 3D surface in it, BricsCAD can convert that surface to a BricsCAD surface with a single click. When you click on it, it'll bring up an option that says convert this, and that's all you do. You just convert it right into a fully functional BricsCAD surface. Okay, and last question that I see is from Farid, and I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Can I add high and low points for drainage? Yes, absolutely. Like I said, you're working in there. You can easily add points at any elevation manually to your surface, right? Just to jump back real quick, you can see up here, I have the ability up in here to go in and add points, wherever I need them, right? So I can just go in and add and modify individual points, right? So when I go into my tin surface, right, I can place points. Right? You see that here I can also go in and create from a Civil 3D surface. That kind of answers the previous question. But here I can go in and place points, and I can manually put in high and low points wherever I need them, and just type in elevation. So if I wanted that at 28 feet, okay, I can just put that point in and then add that point into my surface, and I'm all set and ready to go. Okay, so yep, absolutely, all good questions, and I think that's all the questions that I have. So I want to thank you guys for joining us today. I hope you got a good overview of what BricsCAD can do in the civil site arena. And if you guys do have any questions, you can just reach out, hit us at any of the contact info points up on screen, and you can always email us sales@ZenTekConsultants.net. Other than that, thanks for taking the time, and I hope I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.